Hey, Jeffrey. This is my grandson Jackson. He's my resident expert in calipers. So anyway, this is the inside of your water pump, and I think I had another video where I talked a little bit about your water pump. But the way the water pump works. Let's see if I can get it up here. There we go. The way the water pump works, this plate right here is just your bushings for the shafts, and the way this works is when this turns, it is actually that's going to be the correct direction. When it turns, the water comes in here and goes around here, and when the teeth come back together, then the water, there's no room for the water between the teeth anymore. So the water has to discharge. So the water comes out and discharges right here. So now when, so we went ahead and took it apart. We were just going to send it off, and we thought, well, you know what? This gasket is really supposed to be a shim and not a gasket. And what we have here is 2 layers of gasket with a layer of what we affectionately call blue glue in between. So there's 3 layers here. And I was going to grab the calipers and show you but anyway, this is over 50 thousandths of an inch thick. So, which is about around a 16th, it's less than a 16th, but around a 16th of an inch thick. So, well, it'd be a 20th of an inch thick, actually, because a 20 times 50 is be 1,000, and that'd be 1,000 thousandths in an inch. So anyway, this guy so we thought, oh, gee, that's the problem. It's too thick. If this is too thick, then this face is held too far away from the face of the gears. And what happens is the water that's intended to go out under pressure, if you have pressure on this side and you have a vacuum on this side, because as you go around, these gears open up, and it creates a suction because all of a sudden now you got more space between your gears, and when your gears open. So that creates a suction here. Well, if you have suction on this side and you have pressure on this side, and the least resistance for your water is over the top of the gears, then water just flows right inside the pump from here to here instead of going out of the pump. It just flows right across the face of the gears. So we thought, well, the gasket's too big, so obviously that's what's happening. But it's when we took it apart, it turns out to be worse than that. This gear. So this gear is supposed to stick up above this face here by about 2 thousandths of an inch, and this one, and what they're doing is they're sticking up. This one sticks up. This one's lower than the face, and this one is sticking up about 20 thousandths of an inch. So you automatically have 20 thousandths of an inch clearance. Now we're taking part of that clearance, so you have 20 thousandths of an inch clearance here, and you can't close it up. If you were to put the proper shim in here, you can't close it up. So so anyway, basically, someone attempted to repair the pump and failed miserably at the job because it didn't know how it worked and what the specifications were. So we're going to have to send it off to someone that specializes in this. This could run as much as $1,500. So depending on what's got to be done. So the only other alternative, it would be a new pump, which is about $500, but you lose your authenticity, and then that doesn't include your install either. So But at any rate, we're going to send it off to have it rebuilt. And just wanted to give you a heads up that that's about how much it's going to cost before we send it off. But there's really these pumps will last like forever, and so some anyway this has lasted since 1930 or the 30s, late 30s. Anyway, it's lasted all that time. A rubber impeller pump has to be maintained. The pump manufacturers will tell you that you have to change the impeller every year. However, we know we can go a couple of years, unless you live in a lake that has a lot of sand in the water, a lot of particulates in the water. That those particulates will wear out the impellers. So those pumps have to be maintained. So you're going to spend $100 every couple of years, or you can spend it all up front and get a pump that's going to last you another almost 100 years. This is a 90-year-old pump. So anyhow, those are your alternatives, and we're sending it off. Just want to let you know. Thank you.